Each year, millions of tourists flock to Latin America, the area south of the United States where the majority population speaks Spanish and Portuguese, to enjoy its beaches, mountains, history, and culture. Some even decide to stay there for years. Sadly, South America has also earned a reputation for being unsafe. The wild nature of the landscapes combined with a history of civil unrest and underdeveloped countries have instilled a sense of caution in many adventurers. The good news is that some Latin American countries receive favorable scores on the Global Peace Index. The index measures peace based on 22 qualitative and quantitative indicators, including ongoing domestic and international conflict, societal safety and security, including crime rates, and militarization. The following are the top picks that are safest and also happen to be beautiful, culturally rich destinations. Number 1, Chile. Chile is ranked the safest country in South America by the Global Peace Index. In fact, Chile consistently ranks as one of the top 30 safest countries in the world. According to the World Bank, the country has a far lower homicide rate than Latin America as a whole, around 4 per 100,000 people. Perhaps the biggest threat in Chile is the chance of an earthquake. But it comes in an incredibly rare occurrence, and you shouldn't concern with it too much. Number 2, Costa Rica. Costa Rica is currently ranked the safest country in Central America by the Global Peace Index. The nation notably exercises the same neutrality rights as Switzerland and has one of the highest GDPs in the region. Violent crime is rarely an issue for expats, according to the 2019 Crime and Safety Report by OSAC. Most of the crime against expats is theft, particularly in the capital of San Jose. Number 3, Uruguay. Uruguay is ranked by the Global Peace Index as the second safest country in South America. The voluntary democratic elections have resulted in a strong base of political stability, and the country is a low-risk area for natural disasters. However, this doesn't mean that the country is crime-free. In fact, OSAC reports that crime is on the rise here. You should exercise particular caution in certain neighborhoods in Montevideo and Colonia during tourist peak season. The good news is, crimes against foreigners are mostly non-violent theft. Number 4, Panama. As the fourth safest destination on this list, it would be a mistake to call Panama a crime-free paradise. In fact, you should avoid Darien, the lawless jungle province next to the Colombian border, at all costs. The Mosquito Coast in the northwest is also of concern. Overall, though, the murder rate has seen sharp declines in the last half-decade, as have rates of burglary. Number 5, Ecuador. Ecuador is a mix of areas where are completely safe and where you should exercise extra caution. However, generally speaking, the safety situation in the country is bucking the trend across much of Latin America. For much of the last decade, the murder rate has fallen precipitously, hitting 5 per 100,000, according to the World Bank. Ecuador does have a Level 2 advisory from the U.S. State Department, and you should completely avoid northern areas like Carchi and Sucumbíos. Exercise caution with valuables on the streets of Quito and Guayaquil as well. Number 6, Argentina. Argentina is generally safe to visit. It's one of the safest Latin American countries for tourists and is much less hectic than Brazil, Colombia, or Peru. And the homicide rate is steadily falling, about 5 per 100,000 people in recent years. Most crimes in Argentina are in the form of petty theft, pickpocketing, and bag snatching. Unsuspecting tourists are targeted in restaurants or crowded places such as Buenos Aires bus station. Number 7, Peru. Overall, Peru is somewhat safe to visit. The country has low homicide rate, around 7 per 100,000 people in recent years, and that's held steady for several years, signaling stability. Crime targeting foreigners isn't common, and that robberies and theft are on the decline in the country. However, you should be aware that tourist hotspots and public transportation are places where most thefts and pickpocketing occur, and that violent crime exists on the streets too. Number 8, Bolivia. Along with an increase in the quality of life for its citizens, Bolivia is seeing a fairly drastic decrease in the rates of violent crime. It has been one of the lowest on the continent in recent years. Violent crime against tourists is low as well, though traveling after dark is particularly dangerous, so caution should be exercised to avoid potential safety issues. Keep in mind that no matter where you decide to travel in Latin America, you'll still need to exercise the same common sense precautions as you would anywhere. Here are a few of our best safety tips. Get information from hotel staff about where to go and how to get there, as well as where not to go. Lock your valuables in your hotel's safe instead of carrying them with you. And be street smart and stay aware of your surroundings. So, enjoy your stay in Latin America. Stay tuned and please give a thumb up to this video. Thanks.